Ignacio.
Yes.
You know what? I'm a bit shocked. Okay. You're paying how much? $80.
80.
Okay. Now it seems like I'm definitely able to save you a lot of money today. We have roughly $50 to $60 monthly. So if you do the math, I mean, we're talking of what, about $30 monthly. So we're talking of roughly about $400 throughout the whole year.
Right.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Now, you're telling me that you're still not interested in making a decision today?
No, I was thinking more of, 35, 30.
35, okay, so let me ask you a question. Now, the good thing about us is that there's no commitment whatsoever, okay? Does that make sense?
Right.
I want you to be comfortable. Usually what I tell customers, all I need is just, a couple minutes from you. If you give me the opportunity of having a conversation with you, then that's more than enough, okay? And I appreciate that. Now, I'm also an honest individual, okay? My job is to help you as much as I can. And usually what I tell customers, I want you to help me. And what I mean by you helping me, by you giving me information, you're helping me to help you. Does that make sense? Because you're helping me understand your situation and what you're looking for. And let's say, for example, you said you're looking for 30 to 35. So my job is going to be to understand exactly how are you getting those 30 to 35. Where exactly are you? How are you coming up with the 30 to 35? Because you've never paid 30 to 35 before. As a matter of fact, you've been paying $80 a month. So where exactly are you getting this from? And that's the reason why I'm asking a couple of questions. Okay, at the end of the day, you're free to look for whatever option you're looking for, but there's so much that you're gonna be able to do. I mean, once again, $80. You've been paying 80 for what? For over a year, right?
Yeah, that's right.
Okay, so all of a sudden, okay, and I'm a bit sarcastic, okay, but I mean it in a positive way. Okay, I don't want you to fall asleep, For over 12 months, you've been paying $80 a month, and today you just woke up and you said, I'm looking for 30 to 35. Does that make sense? Now, if you would have been paying $40 a month before, for example, 40, then at least it makes sense. I mean, 30 to 35, $5 to $10, it's possible. But from 80 to 30 to 35, to me, it just seems a little bit impossible.
Right.
Now, where exactly, why are you looking for 30 to 35?
Well, like my ticket's coming off. It's been off my record, I think, this month, and I got a quote over the phone with another company, and they gave me around that, ballpark estimate.
See, that makes sense now. Now it makes sense, okay? So you're the reason why you're looking for 30 to 35, number one, because you have tickets, okay? And listen to this, that you're under the impression, okay, and I'll give you the right information. You're under the impression that they're off this year, okay? But I'll explain exactly how that works. Number two, you got a quote over the phone, okay, for roughly 30 to 35. Is that correct?
That's correct.
So, see, now it makes sense. See, my job is to understand exactly where you're coming from so I can help you. Does that make sense?
Right.
Well, number one, let me give you a bit of information. Your tickets actually don't fall this year, okay? You got them in 2013,
Right.
so it's 3 years, okay? So it actually falls in 2016. So whoever told you that your tickets fall in 2015, then they gave you wrong information. Minor violation, just so you can know, minor violation is 3 years on your record. Okay, so technically your record is the same as your record from last year. Does that make sense? Unfortunately, okay? So another way of looking at it, unfortunately your record from today is going to be the same exact record next year. Does that make sense? So technically the 30 to 35, just based on the information that you gave me, they gave you something completely wrong. Now, number two, a quote. Let me tell you exactly what a quote means. Just something basic. Just once again, they gave you information that you wanted to hear. Does that make sense? They gave you information that's wrong, but obviously it was good enough to convince you for them to convince you that 30 to 35 was the right price for you. But in reality, it's still, it's still a little bit more than the 30 to 35. Now, a quote is never going to be accurate, okay? They're just giving you something just to keep you interested, okay? Now, the lowest monthly payment that we have, if you want to look at something realistic, is roughly 50 to 60. Once again, the 30 to 35, just based on the way you were looking at the situation, it's completely wrong, okay? Because your tickets, and if you don't believe me, we could track the system. I'll show you where your tickets the dates of your tickets, and it's 3 years, you could go to DMV and ask them. Obviously, they're going to tell you that. I've been in the business for over 5 to 6 years. That's more than enough to know exactly how the DMV works. So 50 to 60 is the lowest option that we have available.
Okay.
Okay.